So today we've got Max Purcell here with us. Congratulations, Max. Grand Slam champion now, third time lucky. How does it feel?
Yeah, it was definitely good to get the third one on the board. Didn't want to lose three in a row in the final. And I guess pretty lucky that the other two I played were in Australia, and the one that I won was in Wimbledon. So good two slams to do well in.
So what does playing at Wimbledon and actually winning a Wimbledon championship actually mean?
Well, this year not much for my ranking, but it's the one that I watched most when I was growing up. I mean, I'm sure it was probably Leighton's favorite of the two as well. And yeah, I'm just love playing on grass. I consider myself more of a grass court tennis player as well. So that aspect and playing with Matt was really fun. And like we kind of had a bit of a free swing from saving so many match points, especially in the first round and then in the semi. So like kind of like a perfect story. So we went out there with nothing to lose the whole tournament.
Yeah, it was fantastic. So looking at the draw, you've had 5 out of 6 5-setters.
Yep.
So what is it like playing 5 sets in doubles, given that most of the events are 2 sets and a super? So it's got to be a lot different physically and mentally out there surviving the whole 5 sets.
Yeah, I think I think it feels a little long originally. Like 5 sets of doubles is a long time to be out there. But I think you generally see the better teams get through because so much of the short format, the 2 sets and a super tiebreak, the no ad scoring is just complete luck. I mean, obviously the better teams usually win, but the short format I find really unpredictable. So I think it definitely benefited myself and Matt. Matt's one of the fittest tennis players I've met, so the 5 sets didn't really bother him and myself too much. But I think that definitely played its part on the other guys we played, and especially later in the tournament. I know Raj's body isn't great. He's always in the physio with a few issues, so I think the longer we stayed out on court with those two guys was really good. And obviously, when you're down a set and a break in normal tournaments, it's kind of done a lot in doubles. But there, we get 2 sets down, like it's fine. They still got to win the third.
Gave you more chance. So especially in the final, you were 2 sets to 1 down. After winning the first set, you probably thought, yeah, we're in with a chance here. And then you went to 2 sets to 1 down. What was your thought process there with Matt?
I still thought the same thing. Same with the match against Joe. I reckon when they had all their match points in that third set, even 2 sets to 1 up with that match, I was like, we just needed a fresh start in the set because anything can happen from the start of a set. And then 2 sets to 1 down in the final, same thing. I was like, it doesn't matter. They still have to close it out, and I feel like we return so well and we cover the court so well that it's still going to be hard for them to win it, and everyone's going to get nervous trying to close it out as well. So, I just thought like it doesn't really matter. Like down a break in the 5th as well. I'm like, we're going to get one game. Like the other guy's injured as well. Like we're going to get a chance, and lucky that we did.
So on that, what was going on with it? Was Pavix? So what was going on with his left hand?
No, he's right hand. So it doesn't affect him on serve and not too much on volleys, but on return. But he made it really hard because we had like a target to aim for, but then he knew we were going there, and so like he was in our head a little bit with whether or not he was going to keep cheating there, and do we go to his forehand if he's going to be cheating to his backhand? But then like, oh shit, what if he doesn't cheat? And then we've just hit its strength, like. So I don't like too many tactics on a doubles court. I think it's too fast paced to think about that too much. Obviously, there's some certain spots on serve maybe, but I think too much of that with 2 people on court, it's too many factors to kind of think about. So I like being pretty free out there. So it was a little different for me to try and make sure I was thinking about specifically where I need to hit to this one guy the whole time. Like his backhand volley, how he couldn't put his right hand on the throat, kind of push through. But so that was a bit different for me, a little more comfortable for Matt. Matt's a very much a tactics guy. He sends me the longest messages ever before matches. I'm just like scrolling, just orbital. But it was different. I think it made him a little better. He normally never lob returns, and that was the only way he could get into points on our serves was the lob return. But I mean, how many times are you going to get lobbed in a doubles match realistically, not as many times as he was going to do it to us. So it was a hard thing for us to try and get off the net and just think about like just making sure we were covering the smash, the lob, because if he got that over us, we were in trouble, and they got us a few times with it.
Yeah. So how has doubles changed? I mean, traditionally, us Australians serve volley coming into the net, but you see so many players now staying on the back and
Yeah,
not actually coming in as much.
yeah. I don't like. Well, I like serve volleying, especially in my singles as well. But I don't think it's that useful in doubles these days. There are so many good returners out there that sometimes, like if they're hitting like returns at your toes, and the other guy just closes in the net, it's so hard to deal with it. So I think doubles is more about the serve and the return rather than like the ball after. I never really think about too much. Like I get beaten a lot if the return comes back to me. I'm not usually that ready for it just because I feel like if I serve well in singles, generally it's an ace and unreturnable, or it's coming back through the middle. So I'm like, well, if I land a first serve, then like 90% of the time it's not coming back, or if it does come back, then Matt's all over it. So I think that's where it's kind of gone to, which is fine, but it is a little more fun when you get to use your hands a bit more.
Yeah. So how has playing doubles and your results in doubles helped your singles? Because I think before a couple of years ago, you're really focusing on the doubles, and then you're having that switch with Nathan about then focusing on your singles career, and you qualified at Wimbledon for your singles as well. So it's been a fantastic event there. How does your doubles help your singles, and what are you now looking for?
Yeah, it helps by I get to practice with a lot of the singles guys at the singles tournaments, and anytime I can get on court and feel comfortable with the world's best is good, but really hard to manage my scheduling. Normally I'd play probably 30 or so events in a year, but now I'm having to play like 48 in singles and doubles, trying to like every time I'm not playing singles, I got to make sure I'm playing doubles, and every time I'm not playing doubles, I got to be playing singles. Otherwise, it's a waste. Um, so that's a hard part at the moment.
How
I
does your
really
body handle with
might be
all of that?
just because of the fact that like I'll play 2 weeks where I'm not playing singles and it's only doubles, and then 2 weeks where it's only singles. I don't want to play doubles in any of the challenger tournaments because I feel like that's not that it doesn't count towards my ranking. I don't care about that. I like playing my doubles, but like I need to make sure when I'm playing singles, like just focus on my singles. But yeah, I do like getting to be at the bigger tournaments to practice with the other guys, and I mean, hopefully I can get my singles ranking towards the tour events where I can kind of play them both like at the same tournament, so I can actually take weeks off and back home. But it's fine. I'm managing and I'm enjoying being on the road for this long. I haven't usually been able to enjoy myself being on the road for this long, but it definitely makes it nicer when you go to nice places.
Definitely, especially all the
Yeah,
ATP events,
yeah,
more
exactly.
so than the challenges.
Yeah.
Um, so on that, how long will you be away for this year? And then what are the impacts that COVID has had?
Now it's fine. It was a little stressful the past couple of years with all the documents and making sure everything's ready the day before flights and the visas and whatnot. But now it's fine. But I'll probably stay away. I've been away since a few days before Indian Wells, and hopefully Matt and I'll finish in Turin, and that's when I'll come home.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah,
So yeah, away most of the year.
yeah.
So what was your junior career like, and how has that prepared you for life as a pro now?
Um, I was lucky that I didn't play like an over the top amount of juniors. I played a fair bit from 14 through 16. And then got to play like a lot more matches with AMTs, and then started playing futures. So it was good that I didn't spend too much time like late playing juniors. I think being able to be at home and playing the money tournaments and then going to play futures to develop that professional game was a little better, and figuring out how to win. And the amount of matches I won in my AMT schedule that I played in 2000 and maybe 15 gave me a lot of confidence into just knowing how to get through matches. And yeah, I think a lot of people struggle with the belief on trying to get from futures through challenges. And I was pretty lucky that I got there was a little stretch there. I got to play 3 futures and a challenger all on the same site 4 weeks in a row, and I did all right in the futures, but then managed to qualify and win the challenger. I think it's really underrated that practice and the same and that preparation before. But yeah, I think I did a lot by myself when I was younger, and a lot of traveling by myself, and a lot of tournaments where I was going by myself, and I think that really helped me become more professional and more productive by myself on the road. And yeah, I just wanted to win.
That helps.
Yeah.
Being competitive and loving to win and competing for every point, definitely. So on that, what would your advice be to juniors coming through now?
Obviously they got to want to win. If they don't want to win, probably wouldn't play. It's a long sport. I'm 24 and I feel like I've been a professional for like 10 years and I still got like more than that to go. But yeah, you gotta figure out how to make it somewhat enjoyable on court. I love being able to use my serve and volley and my hands and my drop shots and my slices, and I love that, like, figuring out how to beat guys on court. Like I said, I don't go with the tactics. Everyone plays different, so that's why sometimes tactics don't work. But yeah, that like competitive aspect, and then I go about my business pretty quietly on the court. I'm not too loud or in anyone's faces, and I like just kind of picking apart people. So that's my way of making it interesting every time I go on court, and enjoying myself. And yeah, that's a little bit of a puzzle every time I play someone. And the more I play them, the more of the puzzle I figure out. And yeah, that's the exciting part, and that's why I keep playing.
Good. And so next up, this US stint. So you're in Atlanta now. What's on the cards for you next?
I go to Los Cabos. I'll go there tomorrow. I've got singles qualifying there. There's a lot of Australians at the US swing, especially here in Atlanta, which is nice. And then after that, I can play a couple of just doubles weeks, so I kind of let my body rest a little more, which will be Montreal and Cincinnati. And then I'll head to US Open for qualifying for singles.
And doubles there again with Matt. We've got that to look forward to.
Yep, that. And then, then I haven't really checked too much of the schedule after that.
Very good. Well, we wish you all the very best. And again, big congratulations on being a Wimbledon champion. And we look forward to seeing you around Sydney Olympic Park and Tennis New South Wales when you get back. So all the best, Max, and thanks for your time.
Thanks, Jazz. I appreciate it.